Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Getting to Know Phoenix. Today I'm joined by our lovely Managing Director Nathan Kirkham. Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Let's get straight into it. We have got a couple of questions to ask you today. So Nathan, you've been here for 9 years now, which is some going for Dubai. As you know, real estate companies are actually open daily at the moment. So what do you think sets Phoenix apart, other than the obvious 80% commission that we pay our brokers?
Really good question. Look, a company opens every day, and we know quite a lot of the people, and they've all got this. We've got this much experience, but I think we're the only company that genuinely has the level of experience and support and expertise that can help everyone. And I'm old enough now to have 29 years sales experience. And the last over 9 years of that being here in Dubai, all of it in the real estate market. And the last few years has been all training, developing and management. So I've been able to be involved with a lot of agents, thousands of agents across Dubai. And I'd like to think a lot of them have gone on to be very successful. Some of them opening their own real estate companies. And I'd like to think that I was hopefully involved in that progression. I'm not responsible for their success.
But you're part of the journey for sure.
Look, if I've helped 1% with all of them, then I can retire now. It's all good. And I think the fact that I'm here in the office, we speak to agents all the time and they're always saying, oh yeah, my manager's great. But they've maybe not been to the transfer office for 7 years. They've maybe not done a deal for 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for them to advise agents. If you have 6 months out of the business, everything changes. So I think the fact that I'm able to give that much guidance, and obviously, Mars, even better, more brilliant experience than me, and obviously Martin's as old as time. So we've got so much there between the three of us that we can offer people that you just don't get. If you go to a high street model, your line manager has probably done the job a year more than you. Most of them, if you look at the sales directors and managing directors, and a lot of them, deserve their titles, absolutely. But some of them, you look at the LinkedIn profile, and 3 years ago they were in, they were in the UK in a different industry, and that's no disrespect to everyone, but I don't feel I could possibly help people if I'd not had all the experience. So I don't know how people that have done the job for just 2 years here can guide and mentor 20, 30, 40 agents. I couldn't have done it. It's not possible.
And some of which I guess are actually more experienced sometimes than their manager in terms of length of time they've actually been in the industry, right? So
100%. And we should all be getting 1% better every single day of the week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to improve every day. Mars is trying to improve. Martin's trying to improve. Every single one of our staff are trying to improve.
And that really resonates within our office, amongst 100%. The agents. Everyone is hungry to be that 1% better every day.
You've got to be. You've got to stay ahead. And we don't ever try to employ anyone that thinks that they don't need help. We're all mature enough to understand that we can all improve. And sometimes the improvement won't come from any of the directors. It'll come from somebody else. It'll come from another member of staff. The head of our administration, she's been doing the job 10 years.
So, next question, Nathan. What kind of advice would you give your younger self looking back on when you entered this industry, if you could do so now?
I think the biggest thing for me is finding the right environment. There's nothing wrong with being at a big company or nothing wrong with being at a small company. The most important thing is, can you see trajectory? Can you see growth? Can you see that the people above you want you to be successful?
Yeah.
So you've got to find somewhere which fits with your ideals. If you're a maturing agent and you're in a company where they're out partying every weekend, it's not for you.
Yeah.
But equally, if you're 21 years old and you need that lifestyle to kick you into gear, that sort of Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle, that's where you need to go.
Yeah.
And that's really, really important. It's understanding your strengths and your weaknesses. If you're useless at getting out of bed in the morning, you need a company that force you in the office.
You need that structure.
9 a.m. You need that structure. Yeah. And too many people listen to bad advice. or they think, oh, if I move to hip, it's because they've got a DJ or they've got a nice coffee machine, then the whole world's going to be 20 times better. Reality is, you've got to place yourself where you're confident the people above you are looking after your interests. You know, at Phoenix, we only take 20%. So we need that 20% to be as large as possible. So if you're only doing X amount, it doesn't benefit us and it doesn't benefit you. So we want you doubling and tripling it. The majority of the people that have joined us, they've improved and got better and better and better. So that helps them. And then in turn, you get the loyalty, they stay with you, and you grow even more and you grow together. But most companies look very, very short term. That's why there's a lot of companies out there now that are starting to struggle.
We certainly do grow together at Phoenix, it's safe to say.
It's a different environment from the high street model. I get the model, I think it's really good. You're expected people to come in and behave in this manner. And not everybody does that. Everyone says, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that.
It's not for everyone.
When it comes down to it, it's a very tough industry when you start out. I wasn't very successful at the beginning. I really, really struggled because I was going into an area where there was already 2 or 3 new people in that area. It took me 7 weeks to do my first deal. I thought they weren't going to let me back in the country when I went on holiday. That's the way it is. You know, it's you've got to commit and you've got to trust the process. It's all about consistency. And I think then again, I'm getting old. We live in a world where people think they can achieve the top of something without doing all the work. They see things on Instagram and they think, oh, I want that, but I'm not going to put the work in. That's my view, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Third question then, Nathan. What is one investment mistake you often see people make in Dubai?
Probably the biggest one is not speaking with the right agent. A lot of agents in Dubai are only here short term. They're not thinking of your long-term benefits. They're not going to be here when you pick the keys up. They're not going to be here when you make the payments in the future. So getting with an agent who has been around, who understands the peaks and troughs of the market.
And is looking for a quick win, I guess.
Yeah, you know, a lot of agents out there, it's just, can I make a quick dirham?
Money now.
And move on. And I think that you have to pick your agent carefully. That agent could make you a millionaire. If you gave me someone's money now, I reckon I could double their money in the next 6 to 12 months. And that's not at my benefit, that's at their benefit. With the right investment. I could also take that money and probably almost lose all of it for them.
Very easy to do.
If you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly. So the right agent is super important when it comes to investing in Dubai.
You're trusting your future children's inheritance in someone's hands. And if you look at the majority of brokers in Dubai, they've been doing the job 5 minutes. And you're giving them millions and millions of dirhams potentially to burn or grow. It's very scary.
And I think with investors as well, I mean, there's sayings that go around about, you know, when you first meet with an investor, not to actually speak business immediately, but actually to get to know that person and build a long-term relationship to find out exactly what it is they're looking for.
And you know, whenever we talk to investors, we're explaining to them the geopolitical environment here in the UAE, who the rulers are, how they're helping grow the country. Because that's really important. You're not investing in Nathan Kirkham at Phoenix. You're not even investing in Ema or Miras or Okta. You're investing in what Dubai is doing. And if you trust,
whole different country.
If you trust and understand where Dubai is intending to take the world, you know, in the last 9 years, I've seen phenomenal growth, and everything they've said they were going to do, they've done. Or more. And so you have to trust, you know, and obviously I'm from the UK, so trusting a government is like never going to happen.
If you know, you know.
Exactly. But you have to trust that what they're doing is in the best interest of all of us that live here.
So much to consider, isn't there, when investing? So my final question today, Nathan, is as a director at Phoenix Homes, how do you ensure that your team stays ahead in such a fast-paced market that is changing daily?
Well, first of all 3 of the directors, we all work every day. We all work with the brokers. We have a very key strategy every week. So we always have a morning meeting on a Monday for the whole team, which is mandatory.
Yeah.
It gives us a chance to catch up with everyone, discuss the market, discuss the industry news, etc. We have very, very active broker groups where we all contribute with data, with information. We have weekly masterclasses. So constantly myself, Miles, Martin, and others will do a masterclass on various different subjects.
Yeah.
Just, you know, a 30-minute quick snapshot, just knowledge giving,
bite-sized chunks.
Back to that improvements, the 1% gains. You know, we have catch-ups on a Friday as well, where we gather some of the troops together. We have one-on-ones every month. We're completely available to be spoken to. So even as a director, I'm completely office-based. So I'm in one of the earliest in the morning and one of the last to leave. So we're always here to help. And obviously, you know, we're fortunate, we're all old now. We've got quite a bit of experience. So we can generally, 99% of the time, we can help. If we can't help them, we are old enough and ugly enough that we turn around and say, I don't know the answer, but let's find the answer.
But the good thing is you guys are so approachable as well. And that's not the case in every organisation. Can confidently say the three of you I could approach at any time with a suggestion for an improvement, asking to change something. You guys are so open to that.
You have to be. This company's not going to be built just in the direction that we intend it to go. It'll move and adjust based on what the team wants, because at the end of the day, they're the most important thing. If, you know, Richard Branson's famous saying, and there'll be someone watching this who'll start chuckling now, but we always used to say it a few years ago, is what happens if we improve people and they leave us? But reality is, what happens if you don't improve them and they stay? Yeah. You know, that's no good for us, and it's absolutely no good for the guys. Yeah. They need to improve every single day so that they can better their lives, retire early. You know, a couple of our agents, one is now retired because of the money he's made, and one has got, you know, 8 more months until they retire. So it's a case of, you know, filling their bank account as much as possible. And it's great to see. We want them to go off and enjoy their lives with their kids and their grandkids, knowing that we've helped them retire early. That's, you know, we don't want anyone else to retire just yet. They're all a bit young, but, you know, it's we're all here. We've all got young children, so we've all got 10 or 15 years of blood, sweat, and tears to put Phoenix, you know, firmly on the map for Dubai real estate. So. Yeah, of course. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been lovely chatting to you, and hopefully our viewers have got to know you a little bit better. Yeah. Face for radio doesn't work. But join us next time for episode 3, and thank you for listening to us today.